you on 5 minutes. Okay. Well, we're still going to go through higher time frame trading, then not on gold. I thought you said you wanted it on gold. Are you taking a request for a chart? Yep. And if we could go over the gold chart on higher time frames. So 5 minutes. Oh, okay, Manny. Okay, so let's get going. Let's do the NewsWatch first. You okay, Eusebio?
I'm okay, yeah, we can go through the news.
Okay, the top of the news first is we've got these long-term situations to be aware of. Just a reminder, they have not changed. There's the presidential election coming up and the New Zealand election, big stuff. So not too much going on. Eusebio mentioned about Iran and China.
Yeah, there has been an important trade agreement of $400 billion between China and Iran, and this may have an important impact in the future, an important geopolitical impact in the future, not immediately, but this is why I think it's not necessary to mention it in the geopolitical elements for the moment, but we will have to keep an eye on it essentially for next year.
Okay. Right, so let's go through the daily stuff. Manny, if you've got a higher time frame that you want to work on with gold, okay, we'll walk through the regular charts with a 5-minute time frame and using gold. This is something different. But first we'll do a higher time frame using regular pairs, because most people are trading regular pairs, and we'll be able to get through some ideas on that, on how to trade them. So first up this week, we've got a bank holiday for China, Eusebio.
Yeah, bank holiday for China on Sunday. Then on Monday we have the pound, but the date is not yet defined. It's not defined yet definitively. But we have the nationwide HPI month-over-month, which is a major.
Okay. Then
we have Christine talking. Let's see the content of her speech.
Ah, she's your friend again.
No. Introductory statement at the Econ Committee at the European Parliament in Brussels, so not important at all.
Okay, Mr.
Then Mr. talking, yeah, not an important member, but due to speak about economic equality at a webinar hosted by African American Chamber of Commerce, not important at all. I will monitor the Tokyo Core CPI year over year, simply monitor, and the Bank of Japan summary opinions,
okay,
which is the equivalent of the beige book in USA.
Right, let's scroll down.
Then, yeah, then on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I will monitor the German preliminary CPI month over month. Then, let's see, monitor the Euro-Italian 10-year bond auction.
Done.
Then we have William and Harker talking at 9:15 and 9:30 a.m. Due to speak at the 2020 US Treasury Market Conference, no, not important. And Harker, due to speak about the economic of artificial intelligence and machine learning at a webinar, no, let's forget. Then we have the US dollar CB consumer confidence, major higher time frames.
Here.
Yeah. Then we have Clarida, Quarles, Williams, and Clarles again talking, yeah. Clarida, panel discussion, let's forget. Quarles, panel discussion, let's forget. Williams again, virtual event by the Policy Advisory Board at the Fisher Center for Real Estate, no, let's forget. And virtual panel discussion, let's forget.
Okay.
Then we will have, let's see, I will monitor the Chinese manufacturing PMI and non-manufacturing PMI, and the Chinese Caixin manufacturing PMI too. And that's it for Tuesday.
Okay, scrolling.
On Wednesday, we'll have the pound current account, major higher time frames. Then I will monitor the Swiss COF economic barometer, but simply monitor. Then we have again Christine talking at 3:20 a.m.
Where is she?
Due to speak at the ECB and its Watchers Conference hosted by the Institute for Monetary and Financial Stability in Frankfurt. No, I do not consider it as important.
Okay.
She will not give informations.
So we're up
Then, let's see, I will monitor the Swiss economic expectations. Then we have Haldane speaking, due to speak at an online event hosted by the Cheshire and Warrington Local Enterprise Partnership. No, let's forget.
Hey, that could be really important, Eusebio.
Oh, yeah, sure. Then we have the US dollar ADP non-farm employment change, major.
Who's he? Where's that? Oh, down here, okay.
Yeah. And then just after the GDP, the CAD GDP month-over-month, major higher time frames. Then I will monitor the US dollar final GDP quarter-over-quarter and final GDP price index quarter-over-quarter. Simply monitor because it is the final. Then I will monitor the Swiss SNB quarterly bulletin. SNB being the Swiss National Bank. US dollar Chicago PMI major. Then monitor the US dollar crude oil inventories.
Okay.
Then we have Kashkari and Bowman. Due to speak about COVID and the economy at the virtual forum hosted by the Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce, let's forget, and Bowman. Speech titled Community Bank Rise to the Challenge. Oh, no, let's forget. Then we have again a bank holiday in China, and that's it for Wednesday.
Okay, scrolling here.
On Thursday, we will have the Swiss CPI month-over-month major higher time frames. Then we will have, let's see, I will monitor the US dollar core PCE price index month-over-month. I will monitor the US dollar unemployment claims. Then we will have the CAD manufacturing PMI major. And if you can scroll down the calendar, please. So we were at the CAD. Okay. Then I will monitor the US dollar ISM manufacturing PMI. Then monitor the US dollar natural gas storage.
Missed that. Yep.
Then we have Williams talking again, due to deliver opening remarks at the New York Fed Research Conference in FinTech. No, let's forget. Then Bowman again, panel discussion, let's forget. Bowman wasn't, I think that Bowman was the name of the astronaut in Odyssey 2001. I think, if I remember correctly.
That was before my time, Eusebio.
The movie by Stanley Kubrick. Okay, so let's forget. Then we will have bank holiday again in China, and that's it for Thursday.
Okay.
And then on Friday, we will have
can't do it.
I will monitor the Euro CPI flash estimate year over year and the core CPI flash estimate year over year. Simply monitor because it is the year over year. Then monitor the Spanish and the French 10-year bond auction. And then we have a big one in red with the US dollar, average hourly earnings month over month, non-farm employment change and unemployment rate, so major plus higher time frames. So in red.
Hang on. And the unemployment rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have Harker again talking.
Okay.
Due to speak about the labor market recovery at a webinar, no, interesting, but no information will be given. And that's it for Friday. So not a lot of news.
Excuse me. So that was, and on Saturday, Aussie, or next weekend, Australia ships into daylight savings. New Zealand has already, in case anybody really wanted to know that. Okay, hey Robert, nice to see you. And there's a few on holiday today. I don't know, Robert. It's the equinox, that's probably what's causing it. Okay, so the incantation is anything marked with major. Don't place any orders 1 hour prior to, if you're trading timeframes under the H4, don't place any orders within 1 hour of the news coming out, and get out within half an hour of it. This is to protect your account, not your profits, but your actual account money, because there could be volatility. Similarly for the New York and the London Opens, the same thing applies for that. If you're trading the higher time frames, then the H4 has the same exhortation associated with it. Items, and there's a lot this week that are marked just simply with monitor, ones to keep an eye on. You don't necessarily need to get out of the trades, but can supply extra information or could give you a bit of background info. Like last week we had Japan was on holiday, now China is on holiday, so could impact the markets that way. And what else? And pling major, or exclamation mark, or whatever they say these days, for whenever you get one of these up. It could be a good session to wait around and trade for. Same things apply, but there could be good movements as a result of it. A surprise coming out of this is when there's more than a 20% deviation on anything that's got a number, like 900. If there's a 20% variation up or down, that's regarded as a surprise, and it could be used to trade the market afterwards. If it's a percentage point, then go for 0.2% change as the, instead of 20%, it's the number 0.2 difference could impact the market. Sort of can be determined as a surprise effect. But every there's always nuances and changes, and it never stays the same. So just keep your eyes peeled. But what we're doing this for is to make sure that you don't run into brick walls while you're trading and have surprise spikes and stuff like that kicking in and lose your account or your profits as a result. And on the other thing that we do here, I'll just shift this out of the road, is the top 10 list. And Robert said many. Okay. Okay, top 10 list is this little baby. So here are the 28 pairs. And the reason we put this up is people kept asking, what's the best pairs to trade? So these are the best pairs that are, these are the top 10 pairs that have moved over the past 4 weeks. Craig, if you're going to pump this out to the public, then at the end of this, I will show you how to generate this top 10 pair. So because the movements on the pairs, they're not that great these days. They were sort of ran down during 2019 because of Brexit, and then they seem to get a bit better around about the middle of last year. they started getting back to what they were like in the olden days of average of a range of $3,000. They had been previously 2 or 3 times that size range, but now they've squished down to a smaller range. Seem to be hovering around the 1,300 range as the best mover so far. But what's also happened is back in this period, when things were quite volatile, the top 10 pairs were quite jerky, so they would just jump up and down, really hard to trade. So we brought in the extra pairs down there, the smoother movers, not quite as much money, but perhaps easier to trade, that you could look at. Still doing it. The interesting thing I was going to say was that while the ranges are still quite small, all the ranges are sort of coming up to, they're all clustering around the top of the range. They're not sort of spread right throughout to be mostly super tiny like they were. Because in the past there was only a few that were in the top movers, and then all the rest were kind of lagging behind. These days they're all bunching up nicely around the top moving area, so you can possibly grab some good pips out of that. So anyway, enough of the raving. Pulled these top 20-ish out. I think down for the purposes of the smooth movers, Eusebio, down to the USD CAD, not the Swiss. Not the US.
You can take the US dollar Swiss too. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay. So I'll put those in the web page when it's done. And here's the list here. So what Eusebio is going to do now is this magic trick where he matches up the top 10 pairs with... Yeah, and I
will also include the Euro Aussie, Chris, in the top 10. So it will be the top 11.
Righty. So that you get, instead of 11 to watch, you get, say, perhaps, it's supposed to be a smaller number, but 6 to watch instead. And the top 4 or 5, depending on how Eusebio picks them, are the main ones to pick. And then if none of those are moving for you, or look good, or you don't want to trade them, then you can bump down to the second tier lot. So let's do this. On Sunday we've got nothing. On Monday we have one major, and it's the pound.
Yeah, but it's not sure that we will have the pound, in fact. And so we will have to check every day until the news is scheduled, in fact. Okay. So let's make as if the news is not known, is not scheduled yet. So for Monday we have no news. So the first pair will be the pound yen or pound US dollar.
Okay.
Then the pound Swiss.
Okay.
And then the pound Aussie or pound Kiwi, or if you prefer pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
No, there's no preference, Eusebio, it just is. Okay. So for Tuesday, we've got nothing left over from Monday. So we're looking for the stuff that's after 5 p.m., the beginning of the new day. And we've got on Tuesday's a big one. We have the US dollar.
The US dollar, okay.
And that's it.
So the first pair will be the pound US dollar or euro US dollar. Pound US dollar or euro US dollar.
Yep.
Then we'll have the pound yen or the pound Swiss.
Okay. This one will do. Yep.
And then the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
Okay. And on Wednesday, we've got leftovers from Tuesday, which are nothing.
Nothing, okay.
And on Wednesday, we have lots of news, but nothing really major. So we've got the pound again.
The pound, pound, okay.
The US.
The US dollar, okay.
CAD.
CAD, okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So we will have the pound US dollar or the pound CAD.
Okay.
Pound US dollar or pound CAD.
Yep.
Then the pound yen or pound Swiss.
Yep.
And then the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
How do I know? Okay, and leftovers from Wednesday, there are nothing. And on Thursday, we have the Swiss.
The Swiss, okay.
The CAD.
The CAD, okay.
That's it.
Okay, so we will have the pound Swiss or the pound CAD.
Picked up the wrong one. And I want one of these. Yep.
Then the pound yen or pound US dollar.
Yep.
And then the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
Okay, and on Friday we've got nothing left over from Thursday, and we have the US dollar.
The US dollar, okay.
That's it.
Okay, so we will have exactly the same choice as Tuesday.
Okay. Brain fluff going on. Okay, cool. So that's done. So like I said, pick these ones here just to cut down the numbers that you're watching if you're trading the smaller time frames. Otherwise, you just burn yourself out. And even only select one or two from there to watch. And when you start trading, just stick to that one trade. You can kind of burn your brain out until you get used to everything that's going on. Then you can perhaps start adding extra pairs that you're actually watching and or trading at the same time. There's a lot of work to be done. And if you don't like any of those, then of the top tiers, then you drop down to the bottom ones. And if those aren't working, you can have a play with the smoother movers, which are these ones down here. Hey, Charlie. And okay, so discussions about gold. So if there's any other questions, have I forgotten something, Eusebio? It just feels a bit empty at the moment.
Sorry, Chris?
Okay, I haven't forgotten anything, have I? I think we've been through everything. So,
yeah, I think so.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, Robert likes the idea of something different like the gold. Okay.